Hey guys, it's Spacey Sims, and we're back with more Olympia Soiree, and we were just drinking Olympia soda, and we accidentally started playing this scene, and then we went back, so shh. Anyway. I see. So that's Olympia soda, right, and we said it looks pretty, and then that one little ice cream blob looks like a sheep face. Look, I just see weird things and things, okay? It has milk jelly and peaches in it. The whole drink turns white when the ice cream melts. Tokasada proudly mixed the drink with his spoon. The white ice cream melted and turned the soda white. I have to admit, it's rather clever. I bet you're the only person here who can drink a soda named after herself. Wanna try? It's really good. Oh look, now we get a CG of him spoon feeding us, and they both look like 10 years old. This literally, okay. Like, it's a cute CG, but that's the thing. It's cute. It literally looks like, oh hey, remember back when we were kids and we used to go out, and this looks like a flashback. It looks like we're flashing back to when we were like literally babies. Also, this is one of those CGs where like she has no eyebrows. I'm gonna need you to give her a little bit more than barely a line. It looks kind of weird, and some of them you don't notice it at all, but like this is one that I notice how ridiculously non-existent her eyebrows are, and it's freaking me out a little. She blends the line sometimes between like now, creepy doll eyes and no eyebrows, and it's freaking me out a little bit, uncomfortable, and my god, she looks really beautiful in the CG. Like, I don't understand how they swing so wildly with her. I appreciate the beautiful CGs because then we get this. It's not bad. It's just, she's a little freaky. Okay. You know my feeling of giant saucer eyes. But like, and again, it's cute and like, oh, look, it's like when they're 10 and they used to go hang out and they were childhood best friends because they look like children. So like, it's not helping me with Tokasada's route and wanting to be here. I hate to say that, but like, I found throughout the very beginning of the game and like Riku's route, I just wanted to record, and now that we've gotten into Tokasada's route, I'm like, I don't really have to. I mean, I don't have to rush to record because I got nothing else to do but this until like November. So like, I'm gonna be done with this and have my thumb up my bum, like being like, we've got no other game. You know what I mean? But at the same time, I'm like, it's Tokasada's route. I don't, because I'm not as invested in it. And we've only been here for like 2 parts. We're like in the 3rd frickin' chapter, for God's sakes. But because I'm not interested in him as a love interest, I find myself being like, to recording it. Even though I love the game. The game's great. But I just... And so then you give me a CG like this, and I'm like, it's cute. But it looks like they're 12, and... I don't know, I don't want to play a preteen romance game. That's what I feel like we're doing in this route now. Not a good way to start this part. Anyway, that's just my rant. Look, you know... I'm sure we're going to enjoy it for the story when we get to the end. Like, no, it's a good route, but, like, not interested in him at all, and this is not. It could be so, like, in any other love interest if she wasn't drawn looking like she was 8, and he didn't already look like a 12-year-old. It could be a beautiful CG. It's just cute. Like, aw, the cute little kids over there sharing an ice cream soda. That's exactly what it looks like. Like, so it's kind of disappointing for me, because, like, got a romance. You know, I just can't wrap my brain around it, so anyway. Tokasada scooped a part of the ice cream with a peach on it and brought it toward me. Thank you. Then if it's really all right... Please, help yourself. Well then, unable to hold back my curiosity... Oh, okay, now she looks kind of sweet cute because she's got her eyes closed. But again, I mean, it's cutesy. There's nothing wrong with cutesy. Sometimes we want to be cute. Sometimes we like cute, okay? And this is cute, but it is definitely like little kids hanging up and you're like, oh, it's so cute! You know, it's not what I'm after in my Otome games, but I can appreciate it for that, but... Huh? I'm so sorry. Did you want me to take the spoon instead? She ate it right off the spoon. It's all right. Sorry. That was rude of me, wasn't it? Was it? Now that you mention it, I wasn't very mannerly myself. No, it's not about manners. It's just your lips. My lips? Oh god, is he gonna go to the indirect kiss thing? I quickly took a handkerchief out of my bag and wiped my mouth. There was nothing on my mouth. Well, as long as it doesn't bother you, sis. Seems like you didn't even notice. So how was it? Was it good? I mean, here's the thing. You're freaking out because she ate off your spoon. Okay. But, like, you were the one who took a scoop and held it, and then she took the bite, and you were like, no, but your lips touched my spoon. What did you want me to do? Open my mouth and have you fling it in? It's not like you were holding the drink out and I grabbed your spoon and you were like, whoa, use your own spoon, bitch. You were holding the spoon. What was she supposed to do? Grab the spoon and herself or bite off. Either way, she would have eaten off your spoon, and that's what you're freaking out about. There was, like, really no way for this to end without him freaking out. Like, kid. Jesus. Anyway. Very good. But it does feel strange trying an ice cream float named after me. Well, I'm happy as long as you liked it. Watching it made me realize that you probably aren't used to eating out like this. I can't deny that. The only place I've actually gone to eat outside was Yosuga's. And this is the first time I've ever had ice cream with soda. Really? Wait, don't tell me you're locked up inside. No, I'm not imprisoned or anything, but I'm just not accustomed to being out in public. I understand what you mean. It was the same for me when I first got here. Well, I'm used to it now. Tokisada scooped a peach into his spoon, and after gazing at it for some time, slowly brought it into his mouth. He's like, it's like I'm kissing her. I've heard that all the cuisine on the island comes from the ocean. Something about vendors copying recipes from books washed ashore. I heard that's how mint chocolate ice cream was made. Well, that makes sense. Recipes? Everyone here really incorporates everything that drifts ashore. Speaking of which, have you ever been to Ibisuro before, Tokisada? For a second, I thought she was going to say Europe. I don't know why. I saw the E and the U at Ibisuro, like, at the first two letters, and I was like, Europe? I'm like, wait, what? I think it's because she's like, everything washes ashore, and then I saw that, and then just my brain was thinking she was going to ask if he's been somewhere else. But it's like, of course he's been, like, not on this island, because he came from not on the island. You know what I mean? Like, my brain wasn't processing properly. And I, like, have you been off the island before? Like, and I don't know. I can't read, so whatever. Huh? At that moment, Tokisada clearly seemed to be flustered. Yes, I sort of know Kanan too. Really? It's only natural that he would know him, but his reaction was... I didn't bear a grudge against Kanan, that I knew of. But ever since that incident with the article, I decided to be wary when I was around him. Yeah, also I find him shady. See, Kanan's from the same secondary tier. We're around the same age too, and he's helped me a lot. I see. So that's how they're acquainted. Really, Kanan seems to be older. Kanan doesn't seem to be 17. Like, we're around the same age. Wasn't Kanan trying to be my husband, so I figured he would be at least 20, so... I mean, it's around the same age, but at the same time, in this world, 17 and 20 roughly, like, I mean, they're all basically doing the same thing, but, like, in the real world, 17 and 20, yeah, it's only a few years difference, but it's vastly different in the terms of, like, life situation. Okay, it's not as vastly different, because it's, like, high school, college, but, like, it's still more different than not, you know? Like, most 20-year-olds aren't like, yeah, let's go hang out with my 17-year-old sibling, like, you know? But this world is definitely different, so I really shouldn't, but anyway. But it's just weird, he's like, we're around the same age, but you're kind of not, though. Like, around the same age would be like you and me. Kanan's in a totally different place where he's allowed to get married, you have to get, like, special clearance for that shit. You know? I kind of feel like if they made him actually our age, like 18, it would have felt a little bit better. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It still would bother me because he still looks 12, but... You know, there are a lot of things that wash ashore, but finding a human's pretty darn rare. Did you know that I was raised on an island too? Huh? I stared at Tokisada for a while. He's talking about his life before coming here. I wonder if he's fine with it now. Yeah, because it's only been a few years, so he remembers. He was an outsider from a faraway land. I wasn't sure how I could approach the topic, but this was a good opportunity to delve into it more. I didn't know that. I guess that means we're similar. Did you used to swim out into the ocean and catch fish like I did? Sure did. I can actually dive pretty deep. That's great to hear. How about we go swimming next time? I like diving in the ocean too. Tokasada ran his hand over his collar. He's like, oh my god, we have to be like half naked in bathing suits. Oh, good lord. Well, I actually really like that she's just like, yeah, I'll slap on a bathing suit, we'll go swimming, and every single guy's like, ah! Like, I like the fact that they're the stuttering messes, actually, as opposed to us. I've wanted this for a while. I don't think it's a big secret that I'm just tired of always being a girl who's always like, oh my god, blushing, the boy looked at me. Oh my god, he suggested swimming, but like, I'll have to wear a bathing suit. Oh my god. Oh my fucking god. Like, I mean, I kind of understand that because, like, I feel uncomfortable in a bathing suit too. But, like, the girl who's like, oh, we're all running around on a beach. Oh, wait, that's where she lives. She lives on the beach in a fucking bathing suit, but the second a boy wants to go swimming, it's somehow fucking awkward to be in a bathing suit. What? You know, it's shit that doesn't make sense. But we have to be the dainty, fainting violet little, blushy wallflower. I hate it so much. But I really enjoy that this game is like, okay, but like, what if all the boys were like that? We were the one that was locked up. No fucking jack shit about anything, kinda. But yet we're like, we should go swimming. And he's like, stuttering that. I like it. I approve, game. Bravo. Thank you. Part of it is because she doesn't understand that the awkwardness of being in a bathing suit. Because you know what? Would have been funnier if, what's his name? Why can't I remember his name? Whatever. Had been like, had never mentioned like, you should actually wear bathing suits. I know you used to like go skinny dipping, but it's not okay here. And no one had told her that. And she's like, all right. And he's like, what are you doing? Aren't you going to put on a bathing suit? What are you talking about? We do this naked in my island. And then that would have been fucking funnier. Because then she'd have a reason to be embarrassed. She'd be like, oh my god, wait, what? But like, it would actually be funnier to literally watch the boy's reaction if she was like, what? I'm just going to jump in naked. And they freak the fuck out. We shouldn't get naked, but it'd just be funnier to watch them freak the fuck out. Like, ah! Kind of like Riku when she jumped him and he was like, freaking out and she's like, give it to me now. I don't know. I just you know, every once in a while they draw her looking derpy as fuck, you know, in the CGs, and girl needs some eyebrows, but like, you know, aside from that, you know, she got balls and I like it. I don't know. Anyway, to tell you the truth, I almost drowned once, so I've been scared of swimming ever since. I thought he was just embarrassed about wearing a bathing suit in front of us. But this makes more sense. Still, I'm sure he would freak out about the bathing suit thing too. He looked down at his cloudy white soda. He didn't seem to be lying, but I couldn't shake the feeling that he was hiding something. Did he become afraid of the ocean when he washed ashore here? I don't blame you for being scared. I almost drowned myself when I was little, so I know how you feel. You did? I used to be pretty fearless back then. If that's the case, it doesn't seem like you've changed much. Should I deny it or agree? But I actually like how brave and fearless you are, sis. He said like. It was the first time anyone said it so directly to me. I'm not lying. That's how moved I was by what you said yesterday. Hearing those words cheered me up, and I decided I needed to change. Tokasada stared at me with the Olympia soda in his hands. A cross-like shape glittered in the depths of his eyes. The outsiders all have such beautiful and unique eyes. I'm curious about that, too. I didn't know if this was what love or romance felt like. All I knew was that he was doing his best to show me the brightest smile he could. I wonder if he's given up on going back to his homeland. Ladies and gentlemen, who'd like to buy some Sugiura? I jumped a little at the sudden sound of Hayuri's loud voice. Tokasada hurriedly began to drink his soda. We can talk more later. Sure. And that's right, we were talking about swimming. Can we have another date tomorrow? We can meet at the beach. You can swim and I can relax on the sand. That's fine with me, but are you sure you're gonna have fun? You'll just be sitting out on the beach. I think it'll be really fun. Is that so? See, okay, what's nice about him, and I'll give him a point here, is if I'm with you, I really don't care if I'm just sitting staring watching you swim. I'll still be having fun because I just enjoy being with you. That's cute. You know? Well, God, we're doing stuff you want to do. That's kind of douchey, and we don't like men like that. We like men like this. Who are like, yeah, I mean, if you want to go to the beach and swim, it'll be fun. I'll hang out on the beach. You know, I can bring a book or some shit, you know? That can, like, let you enjoy your hobbies and enjoy you enjoying your hobbies. You know? Just when I was about to take a sip of my orange passion fruit soda. Fucking high-yerty. Who's this? Good day, Lady Olympia. Who is it? Who is it? I was at a sudden loss for words. It was the first time I'd ever been approached so kindly by someone here in the square. Just a random person. Thank you for all you do. Because of your blessings, the sun shines as brightly as always. I thought it was going to be someone we knew. Please forgive my rudeness. Oh, no, it's Fuso! Did we not meet him in the other one? We didn't meet him in the main path? Oh my god. Oh. I wish he had a Sprite. Would you just give Fuso a Sprite? Justice for Fuso, okay? I need Grandpa to have a Sprite. It didn't even occur to me that we adopted him only in Riku's route. Oh! Right, I totally forgot. I was like thinking he came in the common route, and then we adopted him, but I figured we met him. Oh my god. Okay, hold on. So, what the hell? Okay. It's weird that you have to push down to then go up to the thing. I don't know. So he comes up. Good day, Lady Olympia. Is that the voice we gave him? I don't remember. Thank you for all you do. Because of your blessings, the sun shines as brightly as always. Please forgive my rudeness. I am Fuso of the Fuchsia. Plus, I want to see his, like, white hair that, like, maybe just has a little few strands of fuchsia left in it. I just imagine little and old, and he's just a crazy wild hair. Come on. I need to see our grandpa. He deserves a Sprite. Rude, game. Fuso, pleased to meet you. It must have been surprising when the sun disappeared so suddenly back then. I'm sorry to have scared everyone. I'll do my best to make sure nothing like that happens again. Your words are truly a blessing to us. If there's a goddess in this world at all, it would surely be you. You flatter me. It's not mere flattery. Then again, I suppose it isn't much to be praised by old bones like myself. The mulberry-colored eyes above his smile were gentle. I love Grandpa. All he did was speak to me like a normal person. He couldn't imagine how happy that made me. I actually visited Tenyo Island once, a long time ago. Huh? It is my pride and joy to say that I was able to see the island, even once. Only once? You only saw your wife just that one night? Figured they'd stayed for a little while, you know what I mean? Like, oh, I got to go over! But, like, that's actually almost sadder, but yet kind of beautiful in a sad kind of way. That, like, the frickin' fairy comes and gets you. The lunar fairy, that's what it is. I was like, what the hell was it called again? Right. Well, you go out, you go over to the island, you're like, hey, baby, you meet your soulmate, and you're like, oh, my glorious soulmate. And you have just one wild night of passion where, yeah, I'm guessing that just like, she's definitely going to get pregnant, right? And then you're like, okay, bye! And you get on the ferry to go home, and then never remember that you were there and never see her again. For Fuso, he remembers because that was his soulmate, and everybody else is just like a sperm donor, basically. But like, you know, it's kind of weird that he's like, oh, my wife, and he has these fond memories, and he's so happy, and he still loves this woman that he basically boned once and met once. Like, that's kind of cute. Like, that's sweet. He's like, she was my soulmate, I only met her once. Like, oh, that's adorable. Most people, if you just have a one-night stand, you're like, what? I don't even remember. Whatever. We were at a bar. Can't even remember what he looked like. I mean, I don't know. I don't know a lot of one-night stands, so I don't know. But, like, you know, I just figure most of the time it's not like a touching moment like this. There's a lot of touching in those moments, but not like that. You know what I mean? Anyway. Wait, that means... Lord Fuso, there you are. I'm sorry to have kept you waiting. Ah, Doctor. One moment. I'll be right with you. Fuso responded to the man, then turned toward me again. Maiden of the White, Lady Olympia, I pray that you'll continue to bring this island the blessings of the sun. With that, he gave a deep bow and left. I just think it's so cute to just imagine him, like, seeing her there and be like, oh, shuffling on over and being like, what's up? High five, and then leaving. It's so cute. Was I hearing things just now? He said that he's been to Tenyo Island. Looks like a lot of people worship you, sis. Huh? Oh, that was the first time anyone's spoken to me like that. If anything, most everyone here is scared of me. Of a mint chocolate-loving goddess? I gave a little chuckle. Thanks for cheering me up, bud. For your information, Olympia doesn't eat mint chocolate or drink cute sodas like these. Is she not real? I wouldn't put it that way. I am Olympia, but I never spoke to anyone or looked them in the eye. That was my way of maintaining appearances. I'm sorry, that must have sounded rude. I do understand what you're trying to say. I mean, Olympia is there for the people, right? She's worshipped in a time feared by the masses, and still she selflessly prays to her goddess. Tokasada's voice was sullen, and it seemed like he was looking at something far away. Tokasada? There's some interesting, like, secrets he's hiding. It's clear he's got secrets. Riku was like, he's just being, and all of a sudden he was like, by the way, here's some secrets. He slapped you in the face with those secrets. Like, you did not see that. I did not, like, whoa, holy shit, you know? What you doing? What you freaking out about? Okay, bye. What? His birdie's outside. What are you freaking out about him? What, Dad? That looks like a bee or something. It's fine. You're fine. Buddy, you're fine. It's just the light. What's your deal? What? What's freaking you out? It's nature. There's nature outside. Is there a squirrel on the patio? Like, what are you doing? He's acting fucking weird. Anyway. Was that too much? But you know, I like you no matter who you are, sis. Is it common to say like so casually and openly? Oddly enough, it sounded very natural. The only problem was that I wasn't sure how to respond. I have a reservation for a hot bath later today. What about you, sis? I need to check on my letterbox, so I'll go with you. Well then, let's have a stroll around before we hop on a carriage. This shrine gate's called the Amano Mihashira, right? Amano Mihashira, yeah. Aw, Femur Bridge. Look, it's Femur Bridge, bitch! That's what I heard. I was told it's being built for Lord Hiroko. I didn't think this was a shrine gate at first because of how huge and oddly shaped it is. Now that you mention it, I recalled the shrine gate at the stage where I danced. And this is all made of human souls. Okay, Tokasada's like, this is fucking weird. Thank you. I still can't believe humans turn into show after they die. Is it different where you come from, Tokasada? Where I came from in Japan, we buried the dead. It's the same on Tenyo Island as well. Buried or cremated, but we don't fucking use their femurs to build shit. Okay, Tokasada. You get a point for also thinking Femur Bridge is weird. Really? I guess our islands are similar. I held back from expressing the thought that I wanted to visit this Japan one day. So many people right now. Yes! I want to visit this Japan one day. In quotes. Like, are you sure it exists? I won't believe it exists until I get to go there someday. But, like, you know, the Olympics kind of fucked up my plans one year, and then COVID happened, and it's like, all right, so you know what? I'm going to keep rolling over those vacation days for the next, like, 5 years. We'll see. Maybe in 5 years. Tokasada can't go beyond the huge whirlpool at the edge of the ocean. This place isn't Japan, but it's really interesting how some things are like it. Well, that's because all the shit from Japan seems to wash up on our beaches, so we copy a lot of shit. We're culturally appropriating. Only because we don't have a culture. We just find all the pieces in the ocean. So, like, what happens on the other side? Are we getting, like... Are you getting shit from, like, California and Hawaii on the other side of the island? You know what I mean? It's like a one-way street. It's weird. There's a whirlpool at the edge of the ocean, as if there's only one edge. As opposed to, like, even if it were flat, there'd be multiple edges. You couldn't just have one word. You know what I'm saying? What the hell else is around? It's driving me bonkers. We're going to find out, and it'll be like, okay, that makes sense. But, like, we're, like, living in a bubble. Like, and the only, like, we're going to hit, like, ding, 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 ding. Oh, whirlpool. That's the only exit or entrance. I'm just saying, it's weird. Oh my god, wait. We live in the sewers, and the whirlpool at the edge of the ocean is just where people flush, like, the toilet or the drains or something. Like, there's only one entrance and exit, or we, like, sands in an hourglass. Like, what is going on? There's some weird, crazy shit, and, like, I feel like no matter what kind of, like, fucking insane theory I come up with, it's not going to be anywhere near as weird as what's actually happening. Or I'm going to think of all these crazy things, and the game is going to be like, it's like this, and I'm going to be like, well, that's boring. I came up with so many better weird fucking ideas. I don't know. Anyway. I think it's because of what's drifted here. Exactly. We picked up all that shit. I see. If so, I wonder if there's a way I can be of use since I drifted here too. The sullen voice that muttered this was so lonely that I didn't know what to say. I mean, it's got to be hard for him because there are other people that are outsiders, but they're also older and higher, like, prominent positions. Wait, who's the other one? Tsukiyomi, Doma, and Jigen, right? And they're, like, kind of older, and, well, Tsukiyomi's off on his own fucking, like, planet over there. And then there's you, there's Tokasada, and who else came here? Oh, right, Hiroko. Right, well, Hiroko. So, again, he's kind of lonely. Because even though there's other outsiders, it's not like, okay, let's get together, guys, let's talk. He doesn't really have anyone to talk to. He is an outsider of the outsiders. Because, like, Jigen and Doma, and maybe when they got here, if they were younger, like, they spent more time here, you know, where they've adjusted. He's only been here a few years. It's hard to adjust to something this drastically different after a few years. You still want to go home. You haven't accepted it. You don't quite know your place. Jigen and Doma have a place. Tsukiyomi, again, is his own fucking special thing. And Lord Hiroko's like, I made this shit. If he's even real. Okay, I'm just saying. So, I feel like Tokasada is, like, kind of on the outsider of being an outsider. Like, he hasn't quite found his place. So, of course, he's, like, sad and feels lonely and shit. Yeah. I'm sorry. That was strange, wasn't it? Just forget what I said. You know, I wouldn't mind knowing more about you, sis. Me? Like what? I know. There's something that's really been bothering me. Is it true that Lord Doma created the Solar Link? Why did he need to make it in the first place? I always wonder that every time I see you dance. Everyone seems to accept it as a matter of fact, but I want to know a bit more about it. Because he's over there like, we didn't have anyone that danced to make the sunrise in Japan. It just kind of did it on its own. So curious as to what the fuck this is. And you know what's even weirder, though? Doma is also like, I guess I'll make a solar link thing because this, or either that or Doma's like, I made a solar link and it but then why did the sun blink out? Because it's not like he's like, freaking weird primitive island people. Like, the sun rises on its own. You don't need a girl to dance to it, but whatever. I made a solar link. Look, even if she's not here, the sun still rises, right? I'm awesome. And he's like, it's just, you know, it's like taking credit for making the sunrise when it does it on its own. You know what I mean? You're like, I did that. Yeah, and in so many hours, I'm going to make the sun set. Do you see it setting? I'm doing that. Magic. You know what I mean? But it did blink. Was that an eclipse? I just thought of that. Everyone's like, oh, the sun winked out of existence. Was it just a fucking solar eclipse? And Doma's like, fucking idiots. You know what I mean? Oh my god. Oh my god. It was a fucking solar eclipse, wasn't it? If that's what we find out later. If we find out later that when the sun disappeared, he's like, it's called a solar eclipse. It's when the shadow of the earth passes, but it's like, just the moon passes between the earth and the sun, whatever, blocks out the sun, anyway. Or is it the earth's no. No, a lunar eclipse is the earth's shadow, the earth and the moon between the earth and the sun. Anyway. Yes, a lunar eclipse, when you're looking at it, is because the Earth is blocking the light from the sun from bouncing off the moon, and that's the Earth's shadow, right? Or that's the shadow of Earth on the moon. Isn't that the same thing? And a solar eclipse, would that be when the moon passes in front of the sun and causes that? Because they're like, you know, in between and it blocks the light of the sun. Is that what it is? I don't science enough. But anyway, look, it's not magic. It's shit. It's science that I don't, whatever. Like, it's the shadow of flat Earth. One is the Earth blocking. Yeah, that's the lunar eclipse. And then the solar one has to be, because it's like the sun. Earth can't block its own, and the light comes from this, so it's the moon in between, right? That makes more sense. I don't know. Anyway. But, like, if seriously, if Doma's gonna be like, it's called a fucking solar eclipse. Like, shit happens. I'm just serious. Like, it didn't even occur to me till just now that, like, again, nobody, like, most of these haven't gone up yet. So if somebody else pointed that out, yeah. I got there eventually. It didn't occur to me. You know what I mean? Because it's one of those things that you know that they fucking exist until someone's like, oh, hey, there's going to be like a lunar eclipse. And you're like, oh, right, lunar eclipses exist. You know what I mean? It's like when people talk about like falling back or springing ahead, you're like, oh, fuck, right, daylight savings time sucks. Most, you know, for those of us that have to deal with it. Stupid. But, you know, we just forget it exists because we just don't want to acknowledge it. But, you know. But eclipses happen, and it didn't even occur to me that that's exactly probably what that fucking was. And then Doma's like, yeah, get out there and dance, I guess. Fucking crazy, weird people on this island. Oh my god. How did the sun stop working? Well, that's how it stopped working. Okay. Yeah, and so Tokusada's being like, everyone is like, he's like, but of course he came from a period before carriages. So like, they maybe, I don't know when we understood that. And he could have come from a place in maybe whatever town he came in, you know, he didn't have access to that information. If knowledge of the way eclipses worked existed. I don't know when that fucking first information, look, I don't know. I don't know when in history it was like, well, this is the date that people realized that eclipses were a thing. A lot of astronomy stuff happened pretty fucking early on for how stupid human beings are in general. I'm like, wow, we figured out some of the mysteries of the universe before we figured out how to tie a fucking shoe. That's amazing. Or how to slice fucking bread. I'm just saying. Matter of fact, I looked up at the towering gate. I mean, we definitely do have magic because we can do this. But like the sun thing, you know. I wonder what Tokusada heard from everyone about the Red Calamity. I can only assume that everyone spoke about the incident in a negative way. Well, I mean, everyone on the island killed themselves because men showed up. But it does sound kind of negative, no matter how you spin it. Isn't that what it was? Anyway. Not that there's a way to return, though. All I can do is look from here. Tokusada can't go back to his homeland either. We were completely different, yet sometimes it felt as though I felt as though Tokusada and I were oddly alike. Yeah, kinda. Since neither of us could go back, maybe I can talk to him about it. Have you heard about the Red Calamity before? Huh? I'm sorry. Did I ask something that brought up bad memories? It's fine. You don't need to... Doesn't feel like he's trying to change the subject. If he really is a possible candidate to become my husband, I should be able to tell him about it. And if he's scared about what he hears, then he probably won't love me after all. Tokusada, would you mind if I shared something with you? I've been thinking that it's time for me to sort things through in my mind. Of course, I'll listen to anything you have to say. Thank you. I straightened up and took a deep breath. Tenyu Island was a sanctuary that no one was allowed to enter. There are even whirlpools around the island that bar anyone from coming close. But one night, 13 years ago, some people suddenly appeared on the island shores. So you wonder if that was like outsiders or were they people from this island? So, because there's still a mystery kind of surrounding that. I guess they were lucky enough to get past the whirlpools. Because, I mean, that seems a little suspicious, right? Lucky for them, but not for us. The women of the White were so frightened by the invasion that they committed suicide. When the men tried to leave, they were pulled into the whirlpools and later washed up on Tengu Island as corpses. And again, this seems like this is the story But doesn't it seem like, is this really the story, or this is like, you read it in the book and you're like, that sounds sus as fuck. And then later you find out it's something completely different. Like, I'm waiting for them to flip a page on that, because this is a story we're being told that she understands, that everyone kind of not exactly knows, because Riku was like, your people murdered everyone. And we're like, no. Murdered ourselves, thanks, different. But, like, I feel like there's so much that's not true of that. You know what I mean? I feel like there's other stuff that we're going to learn later, but... The women of white guarded and worshipped the sun, offering prayers as part of their duties. With the women of the white gone from Tenyo Island, the sun began to fade. Gonna go with no, but okay. It was then that Doma stepped in. As an outsider, he used his knowledge and power to come up with an idea to fuel the sun with show. He created the link in order to do so. Again, I think he was just like, yeah, sure, see? And then look, now magically the sun's right, because he knows how science is. Like, the sun was gradually able to shine because of his intervention. But for it to stay stable, it still needed prayers from a woman of the white. So when I reached 16, I stepped onto the stage for the first time. With the last of the darkness finally dispelled, the sun could shine as brightly as it does today. I see. I didn't know that. Tokusada staggered back slightly. He's also like, the sun never faded. But that's the thing, like, wouldn't people actually remember the sun fading? But then again, this could be like Mandela effect collective remembrance, where everyone's like, do you remember when the sun faded? Everyone's like, yeah, oh my god. Yeah, totally remember that. And some people are like, I don't remember that. What? You're crazy. It totally happened. And you're like, am I crazy? Because I don't remember that happening. But everybody else swears it happened. And you're like, no, it didn't. And then you look like the crazy one because everybody else collectively starts to slowly remember the same thing that never happened. Because human memory is a faulty bag of bullshit. How do we function? People are stupid. Our brains are dumb. Our bodies suck. Like, what is... Wow. Do you know if there was a god that created us? He's like, how the fuck did these weird fucking things manage to survive this long? I don't know. Like, sometimes we're fucking geniuses and you're like, holy shit. Again, they figured out the solar system before they figured out how to cut bread. Like... I don't really know what came first, but I'm just saying, sometimes you look and you're like, wait, what? That, like, history and time and, like, people's it's so fucking all over the place. It doesn't make sense. You know what? Nothing makes sense, and we're in some kind of weird matrix. This is like, we are in a simulation, and it is literally just, this is the dump of everything that ever happened in human history, ever. Past, present, future, and that's why everything doesn't, sometimes you're like, things don't make sense, and it doesn't seem to line up. It isn't, because you just got the information from the wrong port. I don't know. You've questioned your whole life now, haven't you? Because you're like, wait, it's creepy, but it makes kind of an odd, freaky sense. Anyway. Tokusada staggered back slightly. Yeah, huh? Right? Because it just blew your fucking mind. I sort of heard about it before, but it was just a rumor. I made you talk about all this again. It must have brought back so many painful memories for you. I'm so sorry. But now things make sense. Are you scared of me now? Huh? Why would I be? Suddenly, a small bud appeared deep inside my heart. You don't scare me at all. You didn't do anything wrong, you know. You really did well living through all that alone. I was awed by the fact that Tokusada was actually shedding tears in front of me. It's so funny because he's like, what? You don't scare me? He's like, it must have been really hard for you. And then he just feels awkward because at first he's like, what? No, I'm not scared of you. That had to be really tough. And I just realized that I'm saying nice things and now I feel awkward. Like he starts to catch himself and get awkward. But he has these moments of like, hell no, I'm now awkward. It must have been painful, but still... You really did well, doing your best for everyone. Well... I'm sorry, it's just that I don't have any friends here, so... I left all my friends and allies back in Japan. That's why... what am I saying? It looked like Tokusada was confused. But I could feel his tears gently dropping onto the small bud in my heart. Now it's gonna water it and it's gonna turn into a beautiful blue. But I'm really not scared of you at all, sis. I may not be from this island, but nothing about you is bad. You're pure white and beautiful. Phrasing sounds awkward, but you know what he's saying, but it's still like, God damn it, game, stop making me say shit that sounds really bad. Thank you. I took out my handkerchief and gently pressed it to his face under his right eye. You're too nice. I'm sorry. Don't you worry. I then brought the handkerchief to his other eye. His long, wet eyelashes and the unique crosses deep in his eyes were shimmering. That's also strange. People from the real world, the world that we know, or we feel like we know, have crosses in their... I mean, you know what? This game is weird because it's like, this is a weird fantasy land, right? It's fantasy. But then there's like, real Japan exists, and you're like, instead of it being like, it's a fantasy version of Japan, you're like, your brain wants to be like, this is some kind of weird shit in a Matrix in the real world that we know exists. But why does he have crosses in his eyes? Because it's probably like a fantasy version of the real world, not the actual real world, but that is harder for my brain to be than like, this is some kind of weird Matrix shit. Like, I don't know. I like that the game confuses me. Anyway. This is the first time I've seen a man cry. I knew that it'd be rude to Tokasada, but I felt like I had just found a new treasure. I bet someone pathetic like me can't possibly be your husband. That's not true. My mouth moved before I could think. I'm happy about what you said just now. Huh? You're really kind, Tokasada. Huh? Stop it. You're gonna make me cry again. Let's find a carriage and go to Yomi. I'm pretty sure Riku cried in front of us too. It's like, I've never seen a man cry. I'm pretty sure all of them cry and get embarrassed about shit. I kind of like it. I'm not gonna lie. Especially because, like, men should be allowed to cry. I'm serious. Like, regardless of what it is, just because you had a bad day and you're stressed out and you want to cry, because your dog died, because your mom died, whatever because you, again, you know what? I just had a bad day and they were sold out of my favorite ice cream. You just want to cry, just fucking cry. Women can cry. Why can't men cry? Look, if I can cry because I couldn't figure out where my sock was, and be like, oh, it's obviously hormones, like, then, you know, a man can cry because of that too. Okay, I'm just saying. Doesn't make you weak. I also hate it when you watch shows like America's Next Top Model. That's like the worst offender. You need to learn to be stronger. Because she was crying. Bitch! I will beat you! I'm strong as fuck and I cry all the time. I can cry all the time because I am strong, okay? Crying doesn't make you weak. It's a way to get out your emotions. And being angry all the time and punching shit doesn't make you strong. That makes you have anger that means you have anger management issues, which I also have. But like, you know what I mean? Like, what? Anger makes you strong, but crying makes you weak. That's bullshit. Like, crying is healthy, and handling your emotions to the point where you were like, you know what? I'm stressed out. I just want to curl up in a ball and cry. And work through your emotions. That's what makes you strong. Holding your emotions in doesn't make you strong. That makes you a little bitch. Because you can't be strong enough to let your emotions out because you're too afraid of what other people are going to think. Like, if crying, not my emotions of, I want to punch someone in the face. Those you should hold in and then go work out with a therapist because you shouldn't punch people. You know what I mean? Like, it's okay to be angry and be like, I am pissed off. It's okay to be pissed off. It's not okay to hurt other people when you're pissed off. You know what I mean? But, like, you have to be able to deal with your emotions. And if your version of dealing with your emotions is being a robot and holding them all in, well, I love those characters in Otome games, but in real life, that person is, like, literally just a tiny little gust of wind away from snapping and going fucking insane, so... Anyway. But it is funny how in games it's like, oh my god, he's crying, and you're like, oh! It warms your heart, because, you know, there's too much toxic masculinity bullshit. Neither of us said a word inside the carriage. And I mean, obviously, it kind of just exists even in this world if Tokasada's like, I can't believe I let you see me cry. I don't think I'm less of a man. Because you cried? It's okay. You have emotions. Human beings have them. You're not a robot. We sat in silence, facing each other, sneaking glances every so often. Awkward carriage rides, cute. Strangely, I didn't feel uncomfortable. Maybe it was because I felt like I understood Tokusada a little better. Stop shrieking, please. I haven't gotten any choices. I don't know if this one has it. I have it so I can see the title of the chapter, but I don't scroll it up to see the answers until like we get there because I don't want to ruin anything. But as we got out of the carriage, we still didn't exchange any words. We might have both been waiting for the other to start conversation. Stop! Stop shrieking at me. Okay, dumbass. You have to go in your cage to drink the water. You cannot drink water from outside the cage, dummy. I swear he just does it because he's like, if I shriek, then she'll talk to me. You could come over here, you know. Oh, that's... Asuwa was shining shoes under the great clock. Judging by the customer's hair, he must be part of the blue class. How's this for the finish? Good, sir? Not bad, I suppose. That'll be 300 yen. What? You think I'm gonna pay you? But sir, I just shined your shoes. You should be happy you were able to shine my shoes with those ugly color traits of yours. What a horrible person. I began walking toward them when I suddenly saw Tokusada walking ahead of me. Wait! I can't overlook what you just said. That young boy there fulfilled his duty. You owe him for his services. Seeing such a change in Tokusada made me fall silent. This wasn't the same boy who was crying earlier. You're that outsider. I'm Akusushiro Tokusada of the Green. Lord Tokusada, you're an outsider, yet you're defending this unsightly brat. I, and Lady Olympia of the White stand high above this common peasant. Aww! Don't say this to our poor little child! Look at him, a little chicken nugget! Leave him alone! He's like a year younger than Tokusada. I'm just serious. Like, he looked like... If we threw him into that CG that we had earlier, we'd all look the same age. Then again, you are of the green, which is inferior to me as a blue, but you are an outsider. Yeah, and you would think the outsider would probably bond more with the people in Yomi because they're also treated like freaks, and you kind of treat him like a freak. I can't believe there are people who actually think this way. I mean, yeah, right? This is like a statement for everything. There's actually people that think this way. Fill in the blank of what it is that you're thinking that they think this way about. Yeah. From talking to Kuroba and Asuwa, I had a slight idea of what they had to endure. But this man was looking down even on Tokusada. I see. It is true that your color class is higher than mine or this child's. If so, as someone who stands above others, you should be protecting and leading those below you like a real man. Whoa! Tokusada! Oh! I'm sorry, we need the burn unit. I don't think there's any way to save this man. That was a 4th degree burn. He's gone. You just smoked him. Huh? That's the duty of those with greater means. What a foolishly stupid thing to say. There's no need to lead those in Yomi. And then, it's out of economic necessity that you're swindling this child out of his earnings? Or have you deluded yourself into thinking that this is right in the eyes of God? No, Lord Hiroko. I can hardly believe my ears. Like, go Tokusada. I looked at his face from the side and saw beauty in his bold strength. Your behavior is unacceptable of a man of high rank. Leave the money he deserves and be gone. Leave the money he deserves and be gone! Just because you're an outsider doesn't mean you can... Be gone! Take it. Be grateful you got anything. Payment up front next time, Asuwa. Tokusada picked up the money strewn over the ground and handed it to Asuwa. Here you go. Would you mind shining my shoes too sometime? Huh? Sure. I mean, thank you very much. I've seen you around at the bathhouse before. I don't think we've spoken much. Yes, sir. Tokusada, this is Asuwa. He's my youngest friend, as well as Kuroba's, and I think Yosuga's too. Is that so? Then would you mind being my friend too? I just love how everyone in this game is like, oh, hi, do you want to be my friend? Sure. This is so like elementary school. The friend thing. And it's cute, and I wish adults were like this, but you're not. But you can't do this. But when you were in elementary school, you would be like, hi, I'm Timmy. Hi, Timmy. I'm Susie. We gonna be friends? Okay. And then you were friends. And that's all it took. And, like, maybe you swapped halves of sandwiches. Do you want half my bologna sandwich for half your peanut butter and jelly? Cool, we're besties now. Like, it was just fucking simple. And as an adult, you're like, it's like fucking an interview process. You're like, yeah, okay. Sure, what do you like? Okay, all right, yeah. Do they want to be my friend? I don't know. It's like dating, but like friending. It's as awkward as, it's awkward. Everything you learned in elementary school. Legit. Because we should have taken some of those life lessons. You're a bully and I don't like you. We should be able to say that shit to adults. You're a bully and you suck. You can't say that. You'll get punched. Say that to your boss or some shit. My boss isn't a bully, thank God. But like, you know, could you imagine at work going to work and be like, you're a bully? Kick him in the shit. And the worst you would have gotten is like a teacher, Timmy, go sit in the corner that's wrong. Now you'd get fired. Like, there's so many more consequences when you grow up. It's stupid. Anyway. Huh? But don't worry, Asua. Tokasada may be from above, but you can trust him. Hi, bird. I suddenly realized. Don't worry, Asua. She may be from above, but you can trust her. I said the exact same words as Kuroba did back then. They're the only supportive words I can offer after what just happened. And now I can see why Kuroba said it back then, too. Good day. My name is Asua. I'm pleased to meet you. Asua, you can call me Tokasada. Pleased to meet you, too. Here's to, Asua jumped back a bit as he was about to shake Tokasada's hand. I'm sorry. My hand's dirty with shoe wax and polish. That doesn't bother me at all. Tokasada gave a bright smile and grabbed hold of Asua's hand tightly. How cute. Why don't we have some ice cream at Yusuga's when you're on your break? I gave a soft chuckle. What is it? Did I say something wrong? I actually asked him the other day if we could go out for ice cream too. Maybe we can go next time since you have your bath reservation today, Tokasada. That's right. Then let's get a bite next time. Asua nodded quickly at a suggestion. Asua's like, oh, people are being nice to me. I don't know what to do. Literally me. Well, I'll see you again, Asua. See ya. This would actually, like, but if people, see, this is the thing. If people were like, hi, nice to meet you. Let's be friends. I'd be like, I don't know how to handle this. So you couldn't actually elementary school friend me because I'd be freaked out. I wouldn't know what to do. I'd be like, Asua, is it okay? I don't know how to this person trusting what? I don't know. I'm scared. Where's my mommy? Because I don't know how to talk to people. Anyway. Hi, bird. Hi. Yeah, I know I talked to you. What you doing? You were screaming before because you wanted attention. Now you're over here? What are you wings shaking? Those happy shakes? I hope so. Thank you for helping Asua back there. I was just about to intervene. I had a feeling you would. Not that everyone on the surface is horrible, but seeing that in person is so upsetting. Tokasada looked outside of the hall with a bitter smile. Well, the old me would have probably just turned a blind eye to it. Really? I looked at him in disbelief. Seeing his sudden self-contempt was a stark contrast to the person I saw defending Asua just a moment ago. Yesterday, you said that you wanted to make some changes. And you've changed me. My eyes opened wide and I stood in silence. I respect your courage to express what you want, and I respect your initiative to take action to fulfill it. You're just flattering me. About what I said back at the plaza. It's been 2 years since I drifted to this island. Until recently, I haven't been able to muster any courage for myself. Oh, it's only been 2 years? I thought it was I thought it had been more than that. I thought it had been like at least like 5. Where did I read that somewhere? Well, anyway, but only 2 years. So, like, he has a lot. Okay, that explains even more why he's definitely so, like, upset and wants to go home. It's only been 2 years. That's, you know what I mean? 5 years, it's still, like, it's still fresh in your mind. This is like, well, no, that's like fucking yesterday. Yeah, I've seen people on the surface ridicule those in Yomi countless times. It was irritating, but I just assumed that was the way things were. And then on this island, it was just accepted. That's what I thought, too. I mean, you were so excited to make changes, just made me want to laugh. Was I that enthusiastic? Enough that I couldn't take my eyes off you. What? I was at a loss for words again. What should I do at a time like this? I couldn't recall anything written about this kind of situation in the book Camellia lent me. In any case, I decided to think about what I could do myself and to act on it. After all, it is pretty embarrassing to say things when I haven't accomplished anything. You'll do fine, Tokisada. Okay, so we do have traces. I'm sure you'll do fine, Tokisada. Sis, I'm happy I have a great ally on my side now. Let's both do our very best. Tokisada gave a chuckle. I think it's about time. As we headed down the corridor, we saw Yosuga walking toward us. Oh, nice to see you two. Actually, Sis and I went on a date for the first time today. That's great to hear. It looks like Camellia kept her promise not to tell anyone about the date. Or Yosuga's just, like, smart and knows to keep his mouth shut. Not surprised. Yosuga gave me a reading about my future love. Seeing him find out about our date was pretty embarrassing. You do need to find a good husband, so you should keep dating others as much as possible. Wait, isn't that too harsh? Are you saying I'm not good enough? I'm not saying you're no good, Tokisada. I simply suggested that she try different kinds of sweets and choose the one she likes the most. Yeah, you can't just have a bite of cheesecake and be like, I'm done, this is it. You gotta sample all of them. And then be like, I'm not sure. And then sample them all again until they're all gone. And then be like, yeah, no, the cheesecake was the best. Can I get one of those? Then you get to eat all the desserts. That's how we fill in the man harem, right? The man harem is basically all the desserts. Thank you. First, take a small sample. Test its aroma and texture to see if it's something you like. He did mention something like that before. Well, it still sounds like you don't see me as a good candidate for her. You're overthinking it, Tokisada. Do not mistake modesty for civility. Servility. Oh. Why don't you serve yourself to her and say that you're the absolute sweetest, so she should enjoy you to her heart's content. Stop saying things like that! Tokisada looked at me with a timid expression after his exchange with Yosuga. Yosuga's gonna be the one that makes us blush. Everyone else is awkward around us, but, like, Yosuga's gonna be the one that's gonna say shit, and that's gonna make me be like, oh my god, stop. Like, because even now you're like, my god, Yosuga, you're, like, on the line. Like, sis, do you want to try other sweets, too? Huh? Maybe I do. I want to taste you first. I hope that's the, hold on. Ah, shit, that's the right answer. That's amazing. I want to taste you first. So inappropriate. There's so much wrong with this. I love it. Well, I want to taste you first. What an intoxicating response. I mean, that's a Yosuga response. Like, I want to taste you first. Like, what? Yosuga, you too, sis. Stop teasing me. I'm not trying to tease you, really. How fresh it is to see the blush of innocence. I take it that you've not held hands yet. Like I said, stop it already. I did everything I could, you know. I quietly chuckled to myself. Seeing him blush and defend himself like that was so cute. What are you doing, Bird? I was surprised by his sudden proposal, but I guess this is just him being honest. You're laughing too, sis. I'm sorry. It's just that you're so cute, so... And not a good choice of words to say to a younger man. What? Oh! I'm going to my room. Wait! I hurriedly grabbed Tokisada's arm. Oh. I'm sorry. I didn't mean it like that. I know it sounded like an excuse, but I really do think you're cute and, well... I've never actually dated anyone before, so I don't really know what to say on a date. It must have sounded so rude of me, didn't it? I'm very sorry. You don't need to apologize. But I did have a lot of fun today. Thank you for inviting me out on a date. That ice cream float was so delicious. Tokasada looked away as if embarrassed. Suddenly, then how about the beach tomorrow? Yes, I'll go. Should we meet there around the same time as today? Sounds good. I'll be waiting. With that, he waved at me and walked away down the hall. You two are so pure-hearted. It's almost embarrassing to watch. I mean, yeah, I get it. I'm embarrassed too, you know. Well, at least you found a potential candidate. I suppose. I couldn't seem to laugh about it yet. It's really fun being with Tokasada as a friend. The bud inside me was still very small. I doubt I can say with confidence that I actually love him. I meant to rile up Tokasada and spur him into action, but what I said applies in the reverse, you know. Huh? What I mean is that Tokasada may choose another woman over you if he finds her to be more delicious. And then again, I doubt that you see him seriously yet. Perhaps he's more of a cute kitten or puppy in your eyes. Because Yosuga's like, you don't see any of us as men. No, you're all, like, you're not right now. Like, I looked away as it felt like he was reading my mind. I was simply trying to cheer you on. I want you to obtain happiness and enjoy the freedom of finding the one you love. I can't wait till you're the one we love. That's next. Listen carefully and promise me. Promise that you'll find your true love and live as happily as your mother has. I almost forgot. I actually visited Tenyo Island once, a long time ago. Thank you, Yosuga. For now, I'll try my best to get to know Tokasada a little more. Oh, and just so you're aware, I'm gonna go down to see Tsukuyomi now. Tsukuyomi's left for the island. Again? He usually just wanders off without a word, but this time he left a message for you. And then he'll return tomorrow after picking some flowers. Well, if that's the case, then I'll come back. Like, the fact that he can go to the island about, like, he's kind of, I want to say he's sus as fuck, but, like, not in a bad way, like, he's gonna murder us, but it's like, what is he hiding? Like, and maybe it's just because he seems like a little bit of a wackadoodle. You know, I love him so much, but, like, he's a little wackadoodle, and I want to know what the wackadoodle is hiding, because I feel like he's got so much more fucking knowledge in his crazy little brain than we know. Like, I don't know, but anyway, I'm going to wrap this part up here, and we will continue in the next part. So, I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up, and subscribe to see more.